you're part of Revolutionary Blackout Network with Sabrina Savarti and am I saying their names right? And Nick Cruz. And it's one of the few anti-imperialist groups with an emphasis on the working class in the US. As far as I know, I mean, I know there's PSL, and I think that's all I don't think I know any other ones. So that's quite small. I'm sure I'm ignorant though. I'm sure there's some more, but those are the two ones that are coming to mind. It's a media network, it's a collective. Can you talk to me a little bit about how it was formed, since it's pretty new, as you're explaining, I think, and what your primary aims are?
Oh, sure. Yeah. So Revolutionary Blackout Network is about 4.5 years old.
Oh, wow. Oh my God, I
Yeah.
thought it was so much older than that.
Yeah, we're still babies in the independent media space. So
Yeah. Well, congratulations, you're doing really well.
yeah. So it was back in April. Well, technically before that, early 2021. It's in the early parts of the pandemic where Nick Cruz was doing a show on YouTube called the Black Rose Brigade. And so the Black Rose Brigade was basically a show about those of us who are black and on the left, and we talked about our issues with the United States government, as well as policies that we thought would be best for all of us, but particularly with a special focus on those of us who are black. And so from that, we were proposed in the beginning. It was myself, Nick Cruz. It was CJ, known as Compton J. It was Rome. It was Jackie. And it was RJ. So it was the six of us that we started what was called Fred Hampton Leftists. And so when we started Fred Hampton Leftists, this was basically a group that was focused on doing actual action on the ground and pushing for a politic that actually cares for the people rather than just electoral politics. And we also came at it from different spots of expertise when it came to what we wanted to see on the ground. For instance, Nick, had a special focus on police reform, criminal justice, as well as foreign policy. Somebody like RJ was focused on a lot more of the historical aspects of it. So he was more of like a kind of like a historian within the group. You had Jackie that was actually focusing on what was, happening, kind of mixing some of pop culture and politics and seeing how that actually intersected with one another. So there's many different facets the way we incorporated that throughout Fred Hampton Leftists at the time. We actually launched in April of 2021. So it was April 1st, 2021, and it was not April Fool's joke. It was serious. And so we launched this and we hit the ground running. And as we had conversations, because we were so vocal on platforms like Twitter, we all got, attention for the things that we were saying. We were not quiet about the crimes of the United States, the crimes of whether it was the Obama administration, the Trump administration, the new Biden administration that had just came in. We were extremely vocal and we were very bold in our approach because we realized that you cannot be milquetoast in this era. Donald Trump was not milquetoast when it came to his brand of politics, which was very centered and focused on corporation and corporate power and big business. So therefore, for us to be more focused on worker power as well as dignity for the proletariat, we had to be just as bold, if not more bold than him. And so this is how we were when it came to speaking about these things. So that happened in April of 2021. Towards the end of 2021, we actually changed the name to Revolutionary Blackout Network because we did not want to make any mistakes or errors, and that would be reflective of Fred Hampton's name. So the mission and the goals remain the same. The only thing is we just changed the name because we wanted the legacy of Fred Hampton to stay as uplifted as it was, and then whatever mistakes that we have made then it fell on us and not on Fred Hampton's legacy. So we wanted to continue to honor his legacy as well. And so that is really the origin. Of course, we've also added more members as well. One of our present members, Sabrina Salvati, she was also added within about 3 or 4 months after we began. So she's still one of the earliest people that was also involved as well. And so it was a wonderful beginning of something that was different. And the reason why we came together for that was because we didn't think that our stories were being told, our truth was being told, even in left independent media. And yes, you had some in left independent media that were black that would report on the news and give commentary and be hosts, right? Of course, you have people like Brianna Joy Gray, which we, love and we have a great relationship with. We also had Nico House, who is also a friend and a comrade to RBN. We also observed people like Tim Black, who was one of the early ones as well. So we were looking at different people, but when it comes to having an actual network, we did not have that. That was focused on Black issues as well as working class issues, and then bringing to the fore a more working class politic that was actually beneficial for all of us. And so that's one of the reasons why we felt the need to do it because it just was not being done. And when it came to talking about news that really mattered to us, unfortunately, it was not happening within left independent media on a massive scale the way that we felt it was necessary to be really be able to move more people.